everyone, and welcome back to Everyday English Talk. It feels really good to have you here again. I hope you're doing well today.
Yeah, welcome back. Every time we sit down in this studio, I feel like we're catching up with old friends. It's a nice feeling, you know?
It really is. And Jake, before we get into today's topic, I have to tell you something that happened to me last month at the airport. I still think about it.
Oh no. Was it one of those stressful airport moments?
Very stressful. I was standing in the terminal. Terminal means the main building of the airport. And I was looking at the big screen for my flight. But everything looked confusing. I couldn't find the right gate. A gate is the place where you enter the plane. My heart was kind of racing.
That sounds terrible. I know that feeling. Even when you speak English, airports can make you nervous. Too many signs, too many people, too many things happening at the same time.
Exactly. And I remember wishing someone would just talk to me slowly and explain things clearly. But everyone seemed in a hurry, and my mind felt frozen.
It happens to me too. Actually, even when I travel, I sometimes hesitate to ask simple questions, like, where is the check-in counter? A counter is the desk where employees help you before the flight. I'm a grown man, but airports make me feel like I don't know anything.
You're definitely not alone. A lot of people tell us that the airport is one of the hardest places to speak English, not because the language is impossible, but because of the stress. Stress makes simple words disappear from your head.
True. That's actually why I'm excited about today's episode. We're not just teaching airport phrases, we're talking like two real people who get confused, who make mistakes, and who help each other.
Yes, and we're going to move slowly, step by step, so our listeners feel calm. We want them to feel like they're standing with us in the airport, but without any of the pressure.
So today, we'll walk through real airport conversations and we'll explain difficult words in simple ways. Nothing heavy, nothing too fast.
And maybe by the end, airports won't feel so scary anymore. Because when you understand the language, the place feels friendlier.
I like that. A friendly airport. That's a good goal.
Before we start, I just want to say to our listeners, if you've ever felt lost or stressed in an airport, don't worry. We've been there too. And today is all about helping you feel more confident.
All right, Emma. Should we begin with the first situation people face, the check-in area?
Yes, that's perfect. Let's go there together, slowly and clearly. All right, Jake. Imagine we just walked into the main hall of the airport. It's loud, people are rolling suitcases everywhere, and we're trying to find the right place to check in.
Okay, I can picture it. I'm holding my passport, trying not to lose anything, and I look around and think, where do I even start?
Right. So, the first thing most travelers do is check in. Check in means registering for your flight and dropping off your big suitcase.
Yeah, and sometimes it's confusing because there are many counters and long lines.
Exactly. So let's practice. Jake, pretend you're the traveler. And if we need an example from the other side, you can speak like the employee for a moment.
Got it. So here I go as a traveler. I walk up to the counter and say, "Hi, I'm here to check in for my flight." And check in, like you said, is the first step before security.
Good. And maybe you also add, I have one suitcase to drop off. A suitcase is that big bag you can't take into the cabin.
Right. Now I'll switch into the employee voice for a moment and I'd say, "May I have your passport, please?" Passport is the official document you travel with.
Perfect. And then I, as the traveler, hand it to you and say, here you go. Very simple and polite.
Now I check my computer and say, "Are you checking in any luggage today?" Luggage means all your bags.
That's a great question. And the traveler might answer, yes, just one bag.
Then I'd say, "Please place your bag on the scale." A scale is the machine that weighs your luggage.
And many listeners should know this, but if your bag is too heavy, you might need to move things around. That means take some items out and put them in another bag.
I've done that before, and it always feels embarrassing, but it's normal.
Very normal. And after the bag is accepted, the employee prints the boarding pass. A boarding pass is the paper or digital card that shows your gate and seat number.
And switching back into the employee voice, I'd say, "Here is your boarding pass. Your gate number is C12. Boarding starts at 5:10. Boarding means entering the plane."
And as the traveler, you might respond, thank you so much. Could you tell me where gate C12 is?
Yes, that's a great question. Many travelers ask it. Then the employee might say, "Go straight, turn left, and follow the signs."
Good. And that's also a perfect moment to remind listeners that it's okay to ask for directions. It doesn't matter if you ask twice. People understand airports can be confusing.
They really do, and even native speakers ask for help all the time.
So, after check-in, the next big step is security. And that's where most people feel nervous.
Yeah, that part gets everyone. Let's walk through it slowly in the next part.
So, now we've checked in, we have the boarding pass, and we're walking toward security. Security is the place where officers check your bags and make sure everything is safe.
Yeah, and this is usually the moment when people start to feel tense. Tense means your body feels tight, like you're a little stressed.
I've felt that many times. Even if I know I don't have anything dangerous, I still feel nervous.
Same here. I always double check my pockets. Then I double check again, and then one more time.
I know you do. I've traveled with you. You touch your pockets like you're looking for a missing treasure.
Maybe, but better safe than sorry, right? Anyway, when you walk into the security area, you usually see a long line. A line means people waiting one behind another.
And when you reach the officer, you show your boarding pass and your ID. Then they tell you to place your backpack and personal items on a tray. A tray is a flat plastic container that goes through the X-ray machine.
That part always makes me move too fast. I try to take out my laptop, my phone, my charger, everything at the same time, and then I drop something.
I've seen that too. But the important thing is to stay calm, move slowly, listen to the instructions. Instructions are the things they tell you to do, step by step.
Right. And sometimes the officer says, please remove your jacket or please take off your shoes. Remove means take something off your body.
And after you do that, you walk through the metal detector. A metal detector is the machine that beeps if it finds metal.
Every time I walk through it, I hold my breath, like I'm waiting for the beep of doom.
The beep of doom?
You know what I mean. When it beeps, you feel guilty even though you didn't do anything wrong.
True. And if it beeps, don't panic. Panic means becoming suddenly very scared. You just step aside and they check you again with a small handheld scanner.
And it's totally normal. It happens to a lot of people, even kids.
Exactly. And when everything is clear, you pick up your items from the other side of the X-ray belt. A belt is the moving surface that carries your trays.
That moment always feels like I'm trying to rebuild my life at high speed. I grab my laptop, my shoes, my passport, my bag, and try not to forget anything.
I think everyone feels that way, but it's okay to slow down. You can stand to the side and organize your things.
Good tip. And once you're done, you're free. You've survived security.
And after that, the airport suddenly feels a lot more relaxing.
Exactly. And now it's time to find the gate and wait for boarding. That's our next step.
Yes, let's go there in the next part and talk about what people usually say before getting on the plane. So now we're finally past security and we're walking into the main part of the airport. This is where everything feels more open and calm.
Yeah, this is my favorite part. The big windows, the shops, the coffee smell. It feels like the trip is really starting.
True. And usually, the next thing travelers do is find their gate. The gate is the specific area where passengers wait before boarding the plane.
Right. And sometimes the gate changes at the last minute. Last minute means very close to the time something happens.
That's stressful. I once had to run across the terminal because my gate moved from A5 to F21.
That's like running a small marathon. A marathon is a long-distance race. Airports can feel like that sometimes.
Definitely. But let's help listeners learn what to say in this area. For example, if you're not sure where your gate is, you can ask, "Excuse me, could you tell me how to get to gate C9?"
That's a great question. And usually, the person will answer something simple, like, go straight and follow the signs.
Exactly. And sometimes you might ask, "How long does it take to walk there?" Long means the amount of time, not distance.
People often forget to ask that, and then they realize the gate is 10 minutes away and boarding starts in 8 minutes.
Yes, that's stressful. But here's another useful phrase. Is this the right line for gate C9? A line, as we said, is a group of people waiting.
Good one. And while waiting, many travelers get a snack. A snack is a small amount of food you eat between meals.
I always get something small, like nuts or a sandwich, but you usually get coffee.
Of course, coffee is my airport tradition. It wakes me up and makes me feel ready for the flight. And sometimes the worker at the cafe speaks very fast.
That's true. So you can say, "Could you please speak more slowly?" It's polite and very helpful.
Yes. Or if you didn't hear something clearly, you can say, sorry, could you repeat that? Repeat means say something again.
Perfect. And after you get your snack or drink, you go back to your gate and relax. Or at least try to relax.
I always try, but I keep checking the screen again and again to make sure the gate hasn't changed.
I do that too. It's a habit. A habit means something you do regularly without thinking.
Then, after waiting a bit, you start hearing announcements. Announcements are messages made by the airport staff through the speakers.
Right. They often say things like, "Flight 247 is now boarding," or "Passengers in Group A may board now."
And boarding, as we said earlier, means entering the plane.
So, in the next part, we can walk through the final step, talking to the staff at the gate and getting on the plane calmly.
Yes, that last moment is important. Let's go there next and finish the journey.
All right, now we're sitting at the gate. We've checked in, passed security, grabbed a snack, and we're finally waiting for the last step. This is where most people start to feel excited and a little tired at the same time.
Yeah, that mix of feelings is real. You're ready to fly, but you've also walked about 5 miles without noticing. Airports should give people medals for all that walking.
They really should. And while you're sitting there, you usually hear an announcement. Something like, "Flight 247 to Chicago is now boarding." That's the moment everyone starts standing up.
And sometimes people stand up even if it's not their group yet. Group means the section of passengers that can board in a certain order.
Very true. And if you're unsure, you can always walk up to the staff and ask something simple, like, "Excuse me, is it time for Group B?" That keeps things clear.
Yeah, and the staff usually answers politely. They might say, yes, you can board now, or please wait a few more minutes.
And when it's really your turn, you walk to the little podium where the staff scans your boarding pass. A podium is a small raised desk.
Right, and sometimes the staff might ask, do you have any carry-on bags? Carry-on means a small bag you take with you into the cabin.
And you can answer, "Yes, just one backpack," or "No, everything is checked." Checked means the bag is already sent to the plane through the luggage system.
Then they scan your boarding pass, smile, and say, have a nice flight. And that's when you walk down the jet bridge. A jet bridge is the hallway that connects the airport building to the airplane door.
That's the moment when the noise of the airport slowly disappears and the quiet sound of the airplane starts. I love that transition.
Same here. It feels like stepping into another world. A world where you can relax, watch a movie, or just look out the window.
And for our listeners, we want you to feel confident during this whole journey. From check-in to security to finding your gate and finally boarding, you now have the language to handle it all.
Yeah, and if you forget a phrase, that's okay. You can always ask again or speak slowly. Clear communication is more important than perfect English.
Very true. And we hope this episode made the airport feel a little less stressful and a lot more friendly.
It was fun walking through the whole airport experience together.
It really was. And to everyone listening, if you enjoyed learning with us today, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss future episodes. We love having you here, and we can't wait to spend more time with you in the next one.